Scholarly versus popular literature. The ability to differentiate between popular and scholarly literature is a very important and practical skill to possess. Information is everywhere, and it's up to you to be able to determine what it is that you are looking at and if it's appropriate for academic research. This video will help you to identify the various characteristics associated with each type of literature. Let's start with popular literature. These are the types of publications you see on a daily basis, including magazines, newspapers, bulletins, and blogs. The authors tend to be journalists and not scholars. They may be free to express their own opinions, oftentimes without substantiating evidence. Cited references, abstracts, and bibliographies are notably absent. Popular literature tends to be published for commercial purposes, and the scope of the articles tends to be very broad. Examples include Time, Maclean's, The Economist, and the Globe and Mail. These types of publications are appropriate in some instances for research purposes. Their uses and advantages include the fact that they're oftentimes very current, they can offer a wide range of perspectives, and their simplistic language appeals to a broad audience. But the biggest disadvantage is that they're usually not peer-reviewed or considered scholarly. Throughout your university education, you will be required to use scholarly and academic sources for your assignments. Emphasis is placed on using scholarly, peer-reviewed, or refereed journals. Articles in these types of publications are written and oftentimes reviewed by experts within the field. These articles are published as a result of the in-depth research and analysis of all of the findings. The articles are accompanied by citations and a bibliography, and they're put through a rigorous editorial process. Unlike popular literature, the scope of the topics covered in these types of journals tends to be very narrow and hard to understand. Just like popular literature, scholarly publications have their uses and advantages. These types of articles are written by experts for experts and scholars. Oftentimes, they're very specific and very detailed. You can only find them using a scholarly database, and they tend to have bibliographies or in-depth citations. One of the major disadvantages associated with this type of literature is that sometimes their specificity does not allow for the reader to get an overall picture of a particular topic. And finally, one of the ways to determine if the type of literature you are looking for is popular or scholarly, it's by looking at its design. Academic articles tend to follow a particular format, which includes having an abstract, an introduction, a literature review, methodology, results, a conclusion, a discussion of future areas of research, followed by a bibliography or a set of references. Questions or comments? Send us an email at ask@unbc.libanswers.com.